Discipline is the factor that sets an ordinary person apart from an extraordinary one. The ability to surpass others, to have discipline, is quite complex and requires practice, even tricking one's own brain. As humans, we are driven by a primitive instinct that leads us to seek dopamine, a substance generated in our brains that provides sensations of pleasure. This makes sense, as our brains reward us with pleasure when we perform favorable actions, such as eating when hungry, drinking when thirsty, and reproducing to transmit our genes as a species. Dopamine has played a crucial role in human progress, but it poses a unique problem. It is addictive. We are not perfect machines. We have our flaws, such as aging and mortality. In the case of dopamine, it is associated with addictions, such as social media addiction, where we seek ways to generate dopamine quickly, often opting for instant gratifications. The modern world is filled with stimuli that trigger this quest for instant gratification, representing a problem. Many things that provide immediate pleasure do not contribute significantly to our well-being. Instead, they merely satisfy our momentary desires. Contemporary society faces the challenge of people having forgotten the satisfaction that comes from effort and achievement throughout their lives. This is evident when we encounter the frustration of starting something new, such as exercises or projects, where the initial motivation often fades, resulting in a lack of discipline. The feeling of satisfaction after achieving something through effort is often overlooked. Miyamoto Musashi, though not a historical philosopher, offers valuable insights that can be applied to our lives to cultivate discipline. Musashi, a Japanese samurai, sought to become the best swordsman in Japan. His philosophy, based on discipline, can be summarized in 4 main points. Firstly, Musashi advocated the rejection of desire, avoiding actions done solely for pleasure. He believed that succumbing to desires would make people weak and undisciplined. By rejecting desire, he tricked his brain, teaching it that effort and achievement were the only legitimate ways to experience pleasure. Secondly, Musashi emphasized the importance of focusing on one thing at a time. Mastering one art could open many different paths. He believed that losing focus by trying to do many things at once would result in the non-completion of any. Discipline came from focusing on and mastering one skill before moving on to the next. The third crucial point in Musashi's philosophy was never abandoning one's path. Impatience is one of the main reasons for a lack of discipline. People often seek quick results, accustomed to the instant gratification of modern society. Musashi, like any human pursuing goals, faced moments of doubt and uncertainty. The key is to combine patience and focus, ensuring that we are committed to our goals and willing to sacrifice what is necessary to achieve them. Lastly, Musashi lived with honor, following the principles of Bushido, the way of the warrior. He considered honor the most important virtue, based on self-respect. Acting with honor meant not seeking shortcuts in life, not cheating, and not choosing the easy path. By respecting oneself and acting with honesty, courage, compassion, and loyalty, one became disciplined. Miyamoto Musashi's philosophy provides a practical approach to discipline, encouraging the rejection of desire, focusing on one thing at a time, persevering on the chosen path, and living with honor. These principles can guide our efforts to cultivate discipline in a society that favors instant gratification. It is important to note that, as imperfect beings, we will often fail in our attempts to be disciplined. We must be realistic, understanding that things may not happen as quickly as we desire, and making mistakes is normal.